I'm Edwin Warfield, the publisher of Citybiz, and I'm honored today to interview Georgianna W, who's the founder and CEO of Tour24. Welcome, Georgianna.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here today.
Can you provide an introduction to Tour24 and explain how the company is positioned in the proptech landscape?
Absolutely. Tour24 is an award-winning mobile app for multifamily operators in the apartment industry. And the mobile app is basically a custom tour experience. It's curated. It's a self-tour. It's similar to a museum tour. And we provide custom audio and visuals, and we basically guide prospects around a community to feature all of the amenities and special things about a community.
And can you share some of the key metrics of the company, the use of active units and revenue growth, any sort of key metrics from the company that you'd like to share with us?
Absolutely. We have so many great metrics. Sorry, I just moved my screen. I'm not supposed to, but we have so many great metrics. And one of them has to do with the actual activity that we have with the self-guided tours. And I just want to share some of those with you because I think they're very interesting. So what we found is that 71% of our individual prospects that enter a property, they prefer Tour24 over a live agent. And 64% of future renters really prefer to tour outside of office hours. And 52% are on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Basically, of all the tours that are happening with Tour24, and it's several 100,000 now, they're happening on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. That's when people want to tour. And that's often when property management offices are closed. So Tour24 offers a great option for future renters and also takes the pressure off of leasing agents so they don't have to work on Sundays or after hours. So we find that that's very, very beneficial to everybody.
So your career started as a legislative assistant in the House of Representatives, and from 2000 to 2009, you were CEO of Evergreen Solutions, which was ultimately sold to RealPage. Can you walk us through your career and up to starting Tour24?
Sure. I mean, I've always been an entrepreneur and a problem solver. Right out of college, I worked on Capitol Hill for a couple of years on the Ways and Means Committee as an aide. And then I also, shortly thereafter, did government affairs for a housing group. And then I ran a property management firm, and that's when I learned everything about this industry. So I started a company called Evergreen Solutions, which was a consulting firm, and sold it to RealPage. So I worked at RealPage for a couple of years. It was really exciting. I was there when we went public, so that was fun to do the closing bell. And then from there, I started a company called Package Concierge. Package Concierge is for, package lockers. If you receive packages in your apartment community, you can use the Package Concierge Smart Package Room or Package Concierge lockers. And so I sold that after 5 years to Gibraltar Industries, the rock on NASDAQ. And then while I was there, I started incubating Tour24. So it's hard for entrepreneurs to work for big corporations. So we can't help ourselves. We're trying to solve problems and make changes and make things better. And so I started working on Tour24, and I, 2.5 years ago, basically, started it on our own with another investor. And now we've just grown exponentially. And so we're about 2.5 years in, and it's going great. We've raised about, this year we raised $11 million in our Series A and Series A extension. So just rocking and rolling now.
Georgianna, can you explain how the technology for Tour24 self-guided tours works?
Sure. How it works is you download the mobile app onto your phone or the web-based app, depending upon your preference and what the community uses. And you arrive at the community and you quickly gain access to the community. And what happens is, as you step on the property, we're tracking you with beacons. And we can see where you are, what you're doing, how long you're at each amenity. And the tour, the actual tour path that's been outlined by the leasing team will take you through all of the different types of amenities, the fitness center, the co-working space, the game room, the pool, the dog washing station, all the wonderful things that real estate developers really care about in a community. They've invested so much in making these communities attractive and wonderful, livable spaces. So it's really a pleasure to be able to feature those as part of the Tour24 self-guided tour. So, and then you can also go to the app also guides you to the model unit or the vacant unit. And in the model unit, there may be a feature there that has to do with smart tech or smart appliances or something that they feel is important for that community. So you'll learn about that. And then as it's time to depart the community, you will actually walk out at the very last step, and the beacon pings. The last beacon will ping when you leave the community, and we send a whole report to the leasing team about your tour if you're the one taking the tour. And then at the end of the experience, and it's very quick, like most people when they arrive in the community take the tour within 15 minutes. So 24% of our tours are within 15 minutes. 82% are within 1 day. So it's happening very quickly. The millennial Gen Zs, they really prefer right now, and they want to move quickly through the process. So we're offering that. They don't want to schedule a tour 5 days from now. They know the communities they want to live in, so they want to tour it quickly and make a decision and move themselves through the entire lease life cycle. Tour24 obviously helps with that because we do push them to the application at the end of the tour. And, we feel like that's, anything we can do to help with the centralized leasing and, self-touring, self-service technology is our goal.
So in April, Tour24 closed on a $5.6 million Series A that was included Middleburg Communities Lab Ventures and Startup Studio. And then in November, you had an additional extension for the funding and brought in 29th Street Ventures, bringing the total to $11 million. Can you walk us through the funding? And it's been obviously a big year for funding and how you're going to use the funds?
Absolutely. So it was through a Series A and our Series A extension. It's about $11 million that we raised in 2022. So what we're going to be doing with the funding is we will be really extending our tech platform. We've got a huge tech project that's just started in the last couple of weeks that's going to go through the first 6 months of 2023. We're updating, we're streamlining, we're doing all kinds of really great things with the mobile app and the web-based app to meet our customers' needs and to just, stay up to date on emerging technologies. And also, we are building in more and more integrations. We integrate with virtually any smart lock that's out there, but that technology is also improving. So we'll continue to have really tight integrations with our partners. And of course, we're hiring more in our sales and marketing to continue to support the projected growth for the company. So a lot of tech is really where a lot of this investment's going, and then some, personnel.
And so how did you get Middleburg Communities to become the lead?
So Middleburg Communities, they were a customer first for several months, and I know they were very happy with the technology, and they asked if we were taking investors. So I went and met with their CEO and their whole team there, and just a great company. And they agreed to come in to the first, I would say, tranche of the Series A. And then they came in for even more in the second tranche of the Series A. I think the key for them was that they saw that we work with so many different technologies, and the vision that Middleburg has for efficiency is the same vision we have, which is to really streamline everything and make the leasing process move super fast. they're a very forward-thinking company, and just a great investor, and they're also on our board. So very strong board members, very involved in the decision making and helping guide the company in the right direction.
And so, what are some of the key milestones since you launched the company?
Gosh, key milestones. When we hit 100,000 units, that was a key milestone this year, earlier in the year. Another key milestone was, when we got to, I think it was 250,000 tours. That was a big milestone. I watch the metrics so closely, and I report on them, to all the investors monthly so they can see the growth. It's very exciting. It's 100% growth this year. It's never fast enough though. And, as an entrepreneur, I like to work on the idea and, build the business, but I like to work on new ideas. And, instead I have to really focus on building the business all the time. So, we definitely have both those kind of things going on, but the milestones are the key integrations. When we integrated with Entrada, when we integrated with RealPage, when we integrated with all the locks that we need to, all that stuff is very valuable for us, and we always consider it a major milestone. And I love the tech. I love getting in there and making sure that everything is working the way it should. But I also love the PR side of our industry, which is being at the trade shows, listening to our customers, networking with our industry partners, because we really are a great example of a company that works really well with everyone. And we built a network, and most of our executives are from the industry. So they either come from another startup, or they come from RealPage, or they come from, some other big company out there. And that's been really great, because we know how to move around in this space, and we know what matters to our customers, and we know how to treat them, and we know how to value what they value.
And so tell us a little bit about who are some of the key members of your team.
So, of course, there's me. I'm the CEO and founder. And coming along with me is John Doyle, our president, who has worked with me in 3 or 4 startups. And then we have a chief revenue officer, Andy Larson. Andy is a phenomenal revenue sales leader, and he's been with us. It's about 9 months now. It's definitely a new hire this year. And he's really been able to take the sales team and teach them everything they need to know. I was running sales, which is good and bad, so it's good to have Andy there, because it's a nice cushion between me and the sales team and our clients, because I'm way too nice. So, it's nice to have somebody. And then I realized, Andy, wait, you're too nice too. So we're just, a bunch of nice people. But the other person who's really key to our growth is Joanna Hackney. She's been with us pretty much since a little over 2 years now. She's been promoted to chief operating officer. She runs a lot of the day-to-day. She has large teams reporting to her right now, because we are hiring a CFO. She's interim, working on budget stuff. She's just so good. And then the next huge hire we had just this year was Satish Janapalli. Satish is our chief technology officer, and what he's been able to do with our engineering team in a few short months is really amazing. And of course, we need Satish, because 2023 is a big year for us with tech, and he's running all of that. So phenomenal team. There's about, I think that the count is 36 right now. We are hiring. I know a lot of people are hiring. So we are hiring and continue to hire throughout the country. And we are based, I'm in the Boston area, but a lot of our team is in Texas, and then a handful are out west. So, but we are hiring throughout the country.
So what are your growth plans, and are there any strategic acquisitions on the horizon?
Well, we're still pretty small in that world. We're valued at less than 30 million right now. So we have been approached by a few individuals that have started similar platforms or pieces of what we offer, and we do look at those. We don't have anything that's in our plan for 2023. Our plan for 2023 is really a plan for growth. 2022 was building a lot of the pieces that we didn't have in the beginning. When you're a startup, you do everything fast, furious, and just everybody has 10 jobs, right? That was 2021. So 2021 and 2022, we really started building out the teams. So we have more than one person. We actually have somebody that runs marketing now versus 5 people doing this with who's got what, And, when you don't have responsible people in leadership roles, if you don't have a person in charge of marketing, for example, things can fall through the cracks. And it's nice to have leaders in certain departments who know that it's their responsibility to make sure that all the pieces fall into place. So we are very focused in 2023 on building out those teams and really building this company for growth. So, and our goal is to be at 1,000 communities. At some point in 2023, we'll be at 1,000. We'll be live on 1,000 communities throughout the United States. We have a lot of growth in the East Coast market because that's where a lot of us are. A lot of growth in Texas, and because we work with so many large national firms, we do have a presence on the West Coast and up and down the West Coast, but nowhere near as much as we do on the East Coast and through the South.
And so is there any part of the Tour24 story or your story that you'd like to share with us that you haven't shared?
I would say the one thing that I think about a lot is how entrepreneurs really have to solve problems, and that once you become an entrepreneur, there's kind of no going back. You can't say, I'm going to be an entrepreneur for 4 years and then I'm going to work for Apple for 6 years. It's really hard to do that. Entrepreneurs is like a career. It's not a job, it's a career, and it's just the way you operate. At this point in my career, I've done a lot. I've seen a lot in our industry. I love the apartment industry because of what it represents as far as housing. And that means a lot to me. I feel like that anything we can do to help reduce expenses, anything we can do to help it run more efficiently, those are things I care about. And, I'm an advocate for housing, affordable housing, luxury housing. I'm an advocate for housing. I feel like that's what makes towns and cities beautiful, and our apartment developer clients are really, unsung heroes in some ways, the things they can build and do. And we want to tell their story, and we want to help them to make these communities more efficient. And that's very important to me. So I just want to share that.
So, Georgianna, I want to thank you for your time and sharing your exciting entrepreneurial story. We look forward to hearing about your Series B and expanding beyond the United States. So thank you for your time.
Thanks, Edwin. Thank you so much, and thanks for your time today.